All right, so here's our compartment. I have each one of these batteries right in a row here. We were still able to fit the spare tire in there, which is nice. These two are wired in series, these two are wired in series, and then they run in parallel, the positive to our switch. But down below here, let me turn on the light. Down below here, we have two Class T fuses for both battery banks. The negatives go right to the terminal on this modified Lynx power in, and that's because each battery is sending data to the Cerbo, and the Cerbo is communicating with these SFK batteries via a dedicated SFK driver, which we download onto the Venus operating system. And I'll show you that when we get to it. So there's no need for an external shunt because each one of the batteries is sending its own current flow data to the system, and we're even able to program these this battery bank into the 24-volt power with two batteries in series. We're using a 24-volt 3000 VA Multiplus 2. This is a 2x120, meaning that the 50 amp Shore connection that powers this rig comes in through our breakers and comes into our Multiplus. So this can pass through the 50 amps, but on battery power only, it's able to put out the 3000 VA. So we are able to run one air conditioner. I have a soft start on the one. I did get two of them to power up, but it was kind of chilly that day, so it wasn't clear on whether or not both of them were running at full power. But anyway, the Shore connection, which is located at the very back of this rig, like maybe 30 feet away, was able to reach all the way up here to this panel. So I don't have any junctions in between the Shore connection and this breaker box. I have four breakers here. We have a triple, and then we have an extra one for the L2, and then that runs into this guy, and then this runs back to the stock power distribution box. Up on the roof, we have four 200-watt panels. They're running down through this solar breaker right here. It's really noisy. And then into our 150 MPPT, which is then supplying power to our distribution panel here. This turns the power on and off. And I have all four wired in series, so this is about 80 volts. Because this is a 24-volt system, and we had a lot of 12-volt circuits and channels and appliances within the rig, we had to use a step-down converter, and so I'm using this dedicated Orion 70 amp converter. Goes from 24 volt down to 12 volt. Have it running through a small surface mount breaker here, and then it powers this stock 12 volt panel. This thing used to be mounted on the wall, and then I kind of moved it up there because I was just kind of running out of space. Right, so then we have all the data cables from these batteries. They go to a USB hub. So each connection is an RJ45 to USB, connects into the USB hub, and then a single USB cable plugs into the Cerbo. And that's enough for all batteries to communicate data to the Venus OS. I think that's all I want to say up here. Let's go take a look at the inside. All right, coming into the rig, this is where I got our GX Touch 50 installed, and so right on the overview page you can see our solar coming in. Here's our battery block, our inverter charger, AC loads, DC loads. Now this is where it gets really cool with the SFK batteries. So we can tap on the screen, we'll go to settings. If you scroll down, you can see SFK Venus OS driver, right? That's the driver that we download via USB port. Now in here it shows you firmware. It gives you options to update the driver. The virtual battery is where the batteries that we have, the four batteries, get aggregated into one battery. So on the system, it's seeming like one battery. It's actually four. We get to choose two in series, two in parallel here. We can select balancing, turn that on. We'll get to program all of that. We can go back to virtual battery. Synchronized heating, we can turn that on. We'll turn scheduled heating off. Now all the batteries will heat each other at the same time, or I should say they'll heat themselves at the same time, so that when it does get down to our temperature setting, they'll all turn on at the same time, meaning that they'll all accept a charge at the same time when they get heated up, which is pretty nice. You can restart the virtual battery. You can do a lot of different things with this. There's driver settings. a lot of different voltage settings. We get to choose the connection type. In this case, we're using our RJ45. We get to adjust the float to bulk transition state of charge. And then we can also reset all of that, which is pretty nice. So let's get out of this. We can go back to our overview. If we go back to settings and we scroll up to DVCC, which is our distributed voltage and current control, we get to choose the controlling BMS for this whole system, which in this case is the SFK virtual battery. And we get to use that controlling BMS on the home screen too. And we get to see in this virtual battery all of the parameters for each of the batteries, their state of charge. They're a little out of balance right now, so we're going to plug it into shore power and let all of them top off. Temperatures, how much watt and current, the voltage of each battery. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, there you have it. This is the SFK and Victron system, 24 volt on this Arcadia fifth wheel. Up here we have our 4 solar panels right in a row. They're all wired in series. These are actually eco-worthy 195 watt bifacials. They seem to be pretty good, and they're a little better on the price point than the rich solars. They go into a pre-wired for solar entry port there. You can see it. This is where the old panel was. Took that off. Put in some new lap sealant, and then the battery back. Sorry, not the battery. This is the AC that has the soft start.